You know that feeling, right? You walk away from a conversation and something just feels off. Maybe you agreed to something you didn't really want to do, or you feel this weird sense of guilt, but you just can't put your finger on why. Well, what you're feeling is very real. Today we're giving it a name, psychological sovereignty, and we're going to build the playbook to defend it.
And this is the moment it clicks. They weren't yelling, they weren't threatening you, but somehow you lost control. You just left there feeling confused, questioning yourself. That feeling? That's the very first sign that you're dealing with some serious psychological manipulation.
And just notice how physical these symptoms are. This is not just in your head. It's that tightness in your chest, that sudden wave of exhaustion after talking to one specific person. Or how about that endless loop of rehearsing explanations in your mind? Your body, it turns out, often recognizes the threat way before your conscious mind does.
Okay, and this is probably the most important thing to get straight before we go any further. If you've ever fallen for these tactics, it absolutely does not mean you're weak or gullible. All it means is that you're human. Your brain is literally hardwired for connection, for trust, for social harmony. These aren't bugs in your system. They're survival features.
See, manipulators don't invent new weaknesses. They're experts at exploiting the very instincts that make you a good person. Your empathy gets twisted to create guilt. Your need for social connection, that becomes an obligation. And your desire for harmony is used to make sure you never, ever push back. They are literally turning your greatest strengths against you.
So, how is this stuff so effective? Well, it all comes down to a concept called priming. Just imagine your brain is like a forest with countless trails. Reactions like guilt or that impulse to apologize. Those are really deeply worn paths. A skilled manipulator knows the exact tripwires, a certain phrase, a particular tone of voice that send you right down that automatic path before your conscious mind even gets a chance to pick a different one.
And here it is, a classic tripwire. Hearing "after everything I've done for you" isn't just hearing words. To your brain, that's a direct threat to your identity as a good person. Your amygdala, the brain's little alarm system, it just lights up and boom, you're instantly on the defensive, reacting to an accusation that was never even actually made.
But here's the good news. This isn't some random, chaotic magic. It's a playbook. And once you learn to recognize these 4 core tactics, they lose almost all of their power over you. So let's break them down.
All right, tactic number 1 is called intermittent reinforcement. This one comes straight out of behavioral psychology, and it's one of the most powerful forms of conditioning known to exist because it's designed to create an addiction to a person or even to a situation.
So why is it so powerful? Because the manipulator isn't mean to you all the time. They alternate. They give you warmth, then coldness, praise, then complete silence. It works exactly like a slot machine. The unpredictable reward is what keeps you totally hooked. Your brain gets a hit of dopamine not from the good times, but from the relief when the bad times finally end. You literally get addicted to chasing that feeling of relief.
Now, tactic number 2. It builds on that uncertainty. It's called gaslighting. And this isn't just about a simple disagreement. Oh no. It's a deliberate strategy to make you fundamentally distrust your own mind.
You'll hear phrases like this over and over. That didn't happen. You're just being too sensitive. These are direct attacks on your own experience of reality. You see, your brain uses feedback from other people to confirm what's real. So when someone you trust is constantly telling you your perception is wrong, your brain actually starts to flag its own memories as faulty data.
And this is the seed of doubt they're planting. This internal questioning is the whole point. Over time, you stop trusting what you see and feel, and you start adopting their version of reality, just because it's easier than living in that constant state of confusion.
Okay, tactic number 3 weaponizes a really deep-seated human instinct, the need to repay our debts. This is all about making you feel guilty and trapping you in these endless loops of obligation. So here's how it works in the real world. A manipulator does you a favor you never even asked for, then later on they come to collect, and they frame their demand as just a reasonable repayment. Your brain, which is wired to honor these social debts, feels this intense pang of guilt if you even think about resisting, even when you know deep down that original favor had strings attached all along.
And the final tactic in the playbook is what we call manufactured urgency. It's designed to completely bypass your rational brain by creating intense pressure and taking away the one thing you need most: time to think. Just think about your brain's two systems. You've got your rational prefrontal cortex, which is slow and deliberate. But then you've got your amygdala, your survival brain, and that thing is lightning fast. So when a manipulator creates urgency with a phrase like, "I need an answer now," they are intentionally triggering your amygdala. It hijacks your whole system, and your ability to think logically and critically, it just shuts down.
Okay, so that's the playbook they're using against you. Now let's build your protection framework. And this isn't about getting into big confrontations. It's about a series of practical internal shifts. Let's walk through the 5 steps you need to reclaim your psychological sovereignty.
Your first and most powerful move is to reclaim the pause. And this number is exactly why it's so critical. It takes about 90 seconds for your rational brain, that prefrontal cortex, to come back online after being emotionally triggered. So when someone is pressuring you, your absolute best response is simply, "I need some time to think about that." That pause isn't rude, it's your superpower. It's literally applied neuroscience.
Next up, you set what I call invisible boundaries. Now the key here is you don't announce these to the world. They are internal rules just for you. For example, I don't explain myself twice. Or a big one, I don't accept responsibility for other people's emotions. And maybe the most important, I don't negotiate my reality. These aren't walls to keep people out. They're just standards you hold for yourself, and you don't need anyone's permission to have them.
And that brings us to the practice of observing without absorbing. Your nervous system is naturally wired for what's called emotional contagion. It wants to sync up with the feelings of people around you. So the skill here is to notice someone else's anxiety or anger without taking it on as your own. You can mentally label it, kind of like you're observing the weather. That is their storm. It's not mine.
You know, when you strip everything else away, this is the entire game right here. Manipulation only works when they convince you that their internal world, their feelings, their needs, their story, is somehow more real, more valid than your own.
And this is exactly why the goal isn't confrontation. It's not about winning an argument. The real victory is internal. It's that quiet, consistent choice to trust your own perception, to honor your own feelings, and to hold that line between their reality and yours. So, let's end with one single powerful question you can take with you. The next time you feel that tightness in your chest, that sudden wave of unearned guilt, just pause and ask yourself this: is this mine to carry? Is this emotion, this responsibility, is it truly mine? I think you'll find that more often than not, the answer is no. And simply asking the question is the first, most important step in finally setting it down.
Like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe my channel now. Thank you for watching.